You are carrying a weight in your head right now that is physically shrinking your brain, and most people think they can just sleep it off. When your mind feels heavy, it is not just a feeling or a mood you can ignore. It is like your thoughts have turned into wet cement, making every small decision feel like you are lifting a heavy boulder. If you have ever felt like your brain is a computer with too many tabs open, you know exactly what this heaviness feels like. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you how to close those tabs and empty that heavy weight from your mind. We are going to walk through a simple reset that does not require you to sit in a cave or buy expensive candles. You might be surprised to learn that the way you are trying to relax right now is actually making your mind feel heavier. I want to tell you about a woman named Sarah who lives in a busy part of Seattle and works as a nurse. Sarah felt this heaviness every single day, even when she was supposed to be resting or playing with her kids. She told me it felt like her head was full of static noise, like a radio that was not tuned to any station. She tried to fix it by scrolling through her phone, thinking that looking at pretty pictures would help her relax. But the more she scrolled, the heavier her mind became, until she felt like she could barely move her own body. This happens because your brain is constantly processing thousands of bits of data every second of every day. Scientists at Harvard University found that our minds wander about 47% of the time, which drains our mental energy. When your mind wanders, it is usually looking for problems to solve or things to worry about from the past. This constant wandering creates a thick cloud of mental fatigue that makes you feel exhausted even if you did not do much physical work. Think of your mind like a backpack that you wear every single morning when you wake up from your sleep. Every time you check an email, every time you worry about a bill, and every time you judge yourself, you put a rock in that backpack. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that backpack is so full of rocks that your shoulders start to hunch and your neck gets tight. If you do not learn how to take those rocks out, you will eventually collapse under the weight of your own thoughts. Most people try to relax by watching television or playing games, but research shows this actually prevents your brain from hitting the reset button. Those activities are just more data that your brain has to sort through, even if they feel fun at the moment. To truly reset, we have to look at what is happening inside your nervous system when things feel too loud. There is a small part of your brain called the amygdala that acts like a smoke detector for your emotions. When you are stressed, this smoke detector goes off and stays off, telling your body that you are in constant danger. This keeps your body filled with a hormone called cortisol, which is great for running away from a lion, but terrible for sitting at a desk. High levels of cortisol for a long time make your brain feel foggy and make your thoughts feel heavy and slow. I want you to take a very slow breath in through your nose right now, just for a count of 4 seconds. Hold that breath for just 1 second, and then let it out through your mouth like you are blowing through a straw. Did you notice how your shoulders drop just a little bit when you let that air out of your lungs? That tiny movement is the first step in telling your brain that the smoke detector can finally be turned off. We often think that we need a whole week of vacation to feel better, but your brain can reset in just a few minutes. Imagine a large glass jar filled with water and a handful of dirt that has been shaken up recently. The water is brown and messy, and you cannot see through it no matter how hard you try to look. If you keep shaking the jar to try and fix it, the water will never get clear or look clean again. But if you set the jar down on a table and leave it alone, the dirt will slowly sink to the very bottom. The water becomes clear again not because you did something to the dirt, but because you stopped shaking the jar. Your mind works the exact same way when it feels heavy and full of dark, messy thoughts. The heaviness is just the dirt that has been shaken up by your busy life and your constant worries. When we stop moving and stop trying to fix every single thought, the heaviness starts to settle down on its own. Most people are afraid of the silence because they think their thoughts will get louder if they stop moving around. But what if I told you that your breathing is actually making you more anxious because of how short it is? When we are stressed, we take shallow breaths that stay in the top of our chest instead of going deep down. This tells your brain that you are gasping for air, which keeps the heavy feeling locked inside your head. Let us try a different way of breathing that uses a concrete rhythm to trick your brain into feeling safe. It is called the 3-part breath, and it is one of the fastest ways to clear the fog from your mind. Imagine there is a balloon in your belly that you want to fill with air, starting from the very bottom. Fill the bottom of the balloon, then the middle of your ribs, and then finally the very top of your chest. When you exhale, let the air go from the top, then the middle, and finally the bottom of your belly. Doing this just 3 times can lower your heart rate and start to dissolve that heavy feeling in your mind. Sarah, the nurse I mentioned earlier, started doing this for 2 minutes before she walked into her house after work. She found that those 2 minutes were enough to leave the weight of the hospital behind her at the front door. She stopped being the tired nurse and started being the present mother she wanted to be for her children. You can do this same thing right now, regardless of where you are or what you are doing in this moment. You might be wondering why the heaviness comes back so quickly even after you take a few deep breaths. It is because of something called the Zeigarnik effect, which is a fancy name for unfinished business in your brain. Your brain hates leaving things half-finished, so it keeps those thoughts looping around like a song stuck in your head. To stop the loop, you need to write down every single thing that is weighing on your mind onto a piece of paper. This is called a brain dump, and it is a physical way to take the rocks out of your mental backpack. Once the thought is on the paper, your brain feels like it can stop holding on to it so tightly for you. You are telling your mind that the information is safe on the paper, so it does not need to be heavy in your head. There is one specific word you can say to yourself that shuts down a panic response almost instantly. That word is enough, and you can say it whenever you feel like you are not doing enough or being enough. When you say the word enough, you are giving yourself permission to stop the struggle for just a moment. Peace is not something that you have to go out and find in a store or in a different country. Peace is what is left over when you finally stop adding more weight to your already heavy mind. Think about a clear blue sky that is hidden behind a thick layer of dark, heavy gray clouds. The blue sky did not go away just because the clouds moved in and blocked the sunlight. The blue sky is still there, perfectly calm and quiet, waiting for the clouds to finish passing by. Your inner peace is that blue sky, and your heavy thoughts are just the gray clouds passing through. You do not need to fight the clouds or push them away with your hands to see the blue again. You just need to wait and breathe and let the clouds move at their own pace without grabbing onto them. If you found this helpful, you might want to see the next video on your screen to keep this calm feeling going. Subscribe to Calm Pathway 77 to help your mind stay light every single day.